Okay, they're giving us two functions, f of x and g of x, and they're asking us to complete some operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So when they say right here f plus g of x, they're really simply saying take f of x and add it to g of x. And f of x was x squared plus 2x. And then we're going to add that to g of x, which was 9 minus x squared. Now, I didn't bother putting these in parentheses because we were simply adding the two things together. So I'm just going to combine like terms, and the x squared and the minus x squared cancel out. So all I'm left with here is the 2x plus 9, which are not like terms, so that's my answer. 2x plus 9. All right. Now, the next one is subtraction. So for subtraction, I would be putting these in parentheses because I'm going to have to distribute the minus sign. So once again, f of x is x squared plus 2x. But then you're going to subtract g of x, which is 9 minus x squared. So on this one, this subtraction sign gets distributed. So it's going to be a minus times a 9, which is a minus 9, and a minus times a minus, which changes that to a plus x squared. And then up here, I still have the x squared plus 2x. There's really like an invisible positive 1 here, but 1 times x squared is still x squared, and 1 times 2x is still 2x, so nothing really happens there. And now I'm going to combine. I can take this x squared and this x squared. I've got 1x squared at this end and 1x squared at that end, so I've got 2x squareds. And then I still have this plus 2x and this minus 9. None of those are like terms. So that's my final answer, which goes here, 2x squared plus 2x minus 9. So that's adding and subtracting. Okay, so next we're going to do this one here, which says fg of x. That simply means take f of x and multiply it times g of x. Well, once again, f of x is an x squared plus 2x, and I am going to have to put that in parentheses because I'm going to multiply it times the 9 minus x squared. Now, this is a binomial times a binomial, so I am going to use the FOIL method, and FOIL stands for first, outside or outer, inside or inner, and last. So if I start with the first, I'm taking the x squared times the 9. That's going to be a 9x squared. Then if I move to the outsides, I'm going to multiply the x squared, I am going to multiply the outsides, which is this x squared times this minus x squared. Now, they don't cancel because you're multiplying. If you were adding, they'd cancel, but you're multiplying. So it's a positive x squared times a negative x squared, which is a negative, and x squared times x squared is x to the 4th. Because x squared is really x times x, and then you have another x squared, which is another x times x, and you're multiplying those all together, so you're really just doing x to the 4th. The trick is just add the exponents. 2 plus 2, that's 4. And then I'm going to do the insides. The insides is this 2x times this 9. That would be 18x. And then last would be the 2x times the negative x squared. It's a positive times a negative is a negative. 2 times this invisible 1 here is a 2. And then what you have is an x to the first times an x to the second. So that's x to the third. None of those are like terms. And I don't know if Mobius will take that or not. In an algebra class, you would be required to put it in descending order. So the highest exponent would go first. That'd be the negative x to the fourth. Then you would have the negative 2x cubed. Then you would have the positive 9x squared. And then last would be the positive 18x, which is to the first. That's descending order on the exponents, 4, 3, 2, 1. And so these answers here, that's what goes right there. Which brings me to the last one, which is division. And f over g of x means take f of x and divide it by g of x. Well, f of x is x squared plus 2x. And g of x is 9 minus x squared. And it says enclose numerators and denominators in parentheses. If I were going to try to simplify this, I would have to factor first. In my numerator, all I can pull out is an x, the greatest common factor of x, and that leaves me with an x plus 2. The denominator is a difference of 2 squares, so that would be a 3 plus x and a 3 minus x. Now, the only way I could cancel the x plus 2 in the numerator is with another x plus 2 in the denominator. I don't have that. And I can't cancel the x. Like, you're not allowed to cancel this x with that x. You can only cancel a monomial with a monomial and a binomial with a binomial. Like, if I had another x plus 2 down here, then I could cancel this x plus 2 with that x plus 2. But I don't. So factoring is not simplifying at all for me. So for Mobius, since it said put your answers in parentheses, I would have to type this as parentheses, x squared plus 2x, close the parenthesis, backslash, parenthesis, 9 minus x squared, close the parenthesis to make that work. And that is problem number 1.